The world is a big place. I'm always interested in what locations call different people and why. For myself, one of the locations I felt calling me most is a dirt car park in California. It acts as the green room for one of the best pieces of river you will ever kayak down, the North Fork of the Mokelumne, or as we kayakers call it, Fantasy Falls. Endless rapids weave their way through the valley before the river is drowned by an artificial lake. No matter how smooth and epic a section of river is, there is always a part of it that is made up of misplaced rocks and choss before it smooths out and shapes up. Fantasy Falls is no different, featuring 5 miles of rocky boulder gardens to weave yourself around. No edit or write-up really talks about this part of the river. And this edit is no different. We're going to skip right through the Mank and focus on a few significant rapids along the way.
I let it go, cause I won't see you later and we're not allowed to talk it out. I said I'd go, put myself on show, but I'm still trying to figure it out. I broke my shoe, take the bet on you, but you didn't know I planned it out. I said I'd go, yeah, I won't see you later and we're not allowed to figure it out.
Big Boy Pants is one of those classic granite slides in California. The bottom of it actually changed this year, and there's now a savage hole that you need to boof or run away from. On one lap, we saw 3 swims from 3 different crews, including our own, in the space of 30 minutes. Numerous rapids and meadows bring you to Jedi Mind Melt, a steep, rocky slide that goes a lot smoother than it looks.
I let it go, cause I won't see you later when we're not allowed to talk it out. I said I'd go, put myself on the show, but I'm still trying to figure it out. I broke my shoe, take the bet on you, but you didn't know I planned it out. I said I'd go, yeah, I won't see you later when we're not allowed to figure it out.
The Rifleman's Gorge doesn't deserve to not be included, but we didn't have time to film it on this lap. From here, the next significant gorge is Mummy Gorge. The only kayaker in recent years to repeatedly kayak this piece of river is Dane Jackson. But even he hasn't made it look that good yet. Coming into this trip, I was sure I was going to show Dane what's up. To lean booth and skip out of this gnarly 20-foot crack drop and the ledge hole guarding the exit. But when I got there in person, I knew there was zero hope of that clean skip line, and the best case was that I would deal with whatever this thing dishes out and plan to not get thrown into the sharp rocks on the left. This was the last rapid to be kayaked down on this river in 2013, opened up by the legend Sam Sutton, with Lars Lamler and Ryan Lucas getting the second and third descents. Jake Greenbaum led the charge of a huge hookfest on this rapid, with 7 sick kayakers firing it up on a single trip, and the dark horse Dylan Thompson lapping it with a loaded kayak. Since then, a long list of kayakers have fired up this thing, and the lines have ranged from impossibly clean to horrendously bad. Cole Moore was keen but on the fence. Looking for encouragement, he asked me if he should go for it or not.
Pride!
Pride. Right.
Power!
Power. And I see
A badass mother who don't take no
crap off of nobody.
Again!
I see pride.
Can't hear you!
I see power. I see a badass mother who won't take no crap off of nobody.
Once again!
I see pride.
Junior!
I see power. I see a badass mother who won't take no crap off of nobody.
That's right!
Right. Junior Bevel.
Time won't save our souls. Time won't save our souls. Time won't save my soul, no. Well, everything's going down. Nothing seems to feel the same. No one seems to know my name. No one seems to go my way. Who knows if I'll see you again? Who knows if I'll see you again? One before the soulmate dreamers, one before the wicked man.
Just below this is the final big rapid of the river, Show Me Your Tits. The final part of mine and Dane's fantasy flush. At this point, it's been a big long day for everyone, and I really didn't want to have to wrestle my way out of the hole at the bottom.
I'll see you again. One before the soulmate dreamers, one before the wicked man.
I'm honestly a little bit disappointed that I didn't plug the hole and like almost go into it or something. I don't actually want to go in there because I'm so tired right now, but yeah, could have been a more exciting end, but happy it wasn't too exciting. Here comes Dane now.
I took great joy as Dane spun out halfway down the rapid, and I eagerly looked forward to the goat getting rumbled by this powerful piece of water.
One before the soulmate dreamers, one before the wicked man, one before the peaceful.
That is not fair. That is not fair.
That was pretty epic.
A few final rapids bring you to the end of the river before it's drowned by the artificial lake. A one-day fantasy flush requires some mental tenacity, a love of every type of rapid, from small to big, and beautiful and clean to downright gnarly. But you won't put it all together without ideal flows and a strong crew. Much love to everyone that made that stout day as fun and safe as it could possibly be. Any time spent on a river of this caliber should be enjoyed and celebrated. As kayakers, we wait all year for a small window where flows line up and Mother Nature allows us to drop into these rivers. As this year's insane snowpack melts in California, rivers are raging high for a long time and slow to drop in, but fast to run off and drop out. Finishing the paddle out of the lake, we immediately got our things ready to drop straight back in for another lap down this epic river the following day.
sick, man. I guess this has been a camp spot for kayakers in California for generations. It's so dope. There's like fire pit, a grill, some like stone chairs. It's all time, and you're right in the middle of this like incredible valley. It's just mind blowing. Got Caleb, got some veggie dogs, which Caleb thought I forgot this morning because I forgot a lot of things this morning. But we got veggie dogs, we got a fire, and yeah. Aside from kayaking, this is my favorite thing in the world. Hanging out in places like this with my friends. You might be wondering, where is Dane Jackson?
Dane has had a non-stop speed descent of this river in his head for years now. I don't ever see Dane look tired on the water, so I know physically he can do it, but it's a lot to put together mentally. The average F1 track has 17 corners that the driver needs to remember. Dane will have to remember 35 significant rapids throughout this descent. Dane sets the standard for sending things safely, and myself, Caleb, and 17 other kayakers are camped out at all of the sketchy or significant spots down the river, while Dane drops in for the fastest descent, the Fancy Flash.
It's easy to fall in love when you fall in love. You know you're done. You got easy eyes to hunt in the world above. Needs your blood in the cold veins of the richest man. He'll pay you way to steal a hand. There ain't no easy way. No, there ain't no easy way out. There ain't no easy way. No, there ain't no easy way out. There ain't no easy way. No, there ain't no easy way out. It's easy to fall in love when you run your luck. You know you're done. And the last kid had a fool's cost. Now your tired eyes can only haunt. There ain't no easy way. No, there ain't no easy way out. There ain't no easy way. No, there ain't no easy way out. There ain't no easy way. No, there ain't no easy way out. There ain't no easy way. No, there ain't no easy way out. There ain't no easy way. No, there ain't no easy way out. There ain't no easy way. No, there ain't no easy way out. There ain't no easy way. No, there ain't no easy way out. There ain't no easy way. No, there ain't no easy way out. There ain't no easy way. No, there ain't no easy way out. There ain't no easy way. No, there ain't no easy way out. There ain't no easy way. No, there ain't no easy way out.
3 years in the making, just over 3 hours to complete it, the Fancy Flash. Finishing what used to be a 2 or 3 day mission in just over 3 hours is honestly wild, and a real marker of how savage Dane is and how fast the sport has progressed. Do you know what that git said to me the day afterwards? I could have gone faster, I should have paddled harder, and then I could have done it in under 3 hours. I hate him.
Start driving with the... Well,
That's how we know Bren's not gonna do very well in prison.
Oh my god! I hope I'm still recording. Yes! That was the funniest thing you've ever said.
That's twice in a row.
Oh my god, he's on fire. He's a complete.
Being a passenger princess is fantastic.
He's a complete shambles. He's an absolute mess after all the kayaking yesterday, but god, he's funny. He's delirious.
He's delirious.
Anyway, what were we talking about?